About 2:30 in the morning. I'm at the Springs Airport. Now 20 past 7 in the morning. It's now the 24th day, 23rd day of February, and we've been up all night essentially. We've had job after job, and we finished at about 4 o'clock this morning with a resus, and a whole team was involved. I was just out of town, and the team did a magnificent job of trying to stabilise the patient, but unfortunately the patient had been down for too long, and we were unable to correct the dysrhythmia in which the patient was presented with. So it's been a long morning cleaning up, and that'll do for the night. Today we're going to get some more climate change news sorted out for the site, and back onto ufology, and keep going with the campaign to try and bring this information to the planet and to the superstars of the Federation movement. It's a difficult job, and it must be the same for all of you out there, I reckon, who are involved in ordinary jobs from day to day, and those jobs obviously require you and your mental stimulation, and it's difficult to try and keep tabs of climate change and extraterrestrial activity when your time is taken up with sometimes the mundane jobs in which you're required to keep yourself alive and well. But so all of you out there, you're doing a fantastic job just to keep up the fight for the planet Earth, and maintaining your own livelihood. It is a very, very difficult job to juggle it all, and it takes a lot of courage and a lot of motivation from within. So you're doing a magnificent job. Okay, I'm going to head back to the sanctuary and check out the stats from around the world, and we'll get going from there. But it's nice and cold now. That hot wind has just taken off, and this is the remnants from Cyclone Nicholas, another event as a result of climate change. Yet another one. Hello superstars, I'm on the top of headquarters here on the Mornington Peninsula. Let me give you a quick look. G'day superstars, and welcome to this fine day, February 23, 2008, and we're here at Earth Sanctuary World Nature Centre. This is Millicom's development site for our climate change village. As you can see around, the temperature has dropped quite dramatically here in Central Australia, and indeed over in Western Australia. We've got a story on the millicom.com website detailing the absurdity of some of the weather that we're feeling here in Central Australia. It's quite bizarre. We're just packing up our gear at the moment. Tommy, myself and Benny and the team are heading out to Ross River, which is 100 kilometres out towards the east to some sacred spiritual lands of the Aranda, and we'll be spending a night under the stars. So this broadcast is going up fairly quickly, and maybe a little bit early. The wind starts to come in here from the west. There's lots of dust that's blown in from the winds, probably the offshoot of Cyclone Nicholas, which hit the Western Australian coast pretty hard. It's now just a depression coming through the country, so it's pretty hardcore. There's lots of news going on around the planet, legends, Federation superstars. I've just come off a night shift with the ambulance, and got a couple of hours sleep, and then jumped straight back into climate change and UFO extraterrestrial activity. As we said yesterday, we're not talking about one or two, we're talking about tens of thousands in our atmosphere. We just need to be able to see under the right conditions, i.e. infrared. Anyway, around the planet, climate change news for the 23rd. There's been a huge earthquake in Nevada, which is one of the most powerful in 14 years, and that was a 6 on the Richter scale. Cold weather might be here, but they didn't take the flies away with it, unfortunately. In Baja, California, since February 8, they've had over now 500 earthquakes. Scientists are saying there's nothing to worry about. it's normal, but unfortunately the people of California think a little different. The frequency seems a little bit odd, and they've got quite good intention to. More earthquakes around the world. In Norway, they've just had their largest earthquake in history, a 6.2 rattled. In Washington, after 3.5 years of activity with Mount St. Helens, she's suddenly gone a little quiet, a little bit dormant, and whatever you want to make of that, well, it's probably your guess. Understanding how the geological superstars of our planet really act is an amazing science, and you probably need to be more of a mystic to understand it. In Mozambique over there in Africa, over 100,000 people have now been evacuated due to the aftermath of that cyclone Ivan, which hit Madagascar and killed a few over there. That cyclone's called Ivan. It has decreased in intensity, but it's also going to bring lots of rain and obviously flooding and mudslides to that region. In Ecuador, a state of emergency has been declared after 50,000 people have now been affected by more rain and flooding. Also in the Philippines, now 70,000 people have been affected, and they've been required to evacuate after more flooding. There's been around 20 dead, and the economic cost of that in the Philippines is already valued at around about $12.2 million. Here we go, the economic system. We need to really boot up our green economy and make sure that our people on the planet are well sorted out and taken care of with equipment like this. Domes, solar panels, whatever it takes to get us through this little bit of a hiccup in our history. Our final story is here in Australia, and it's not about the multitude of flies which still don't go away. The dramatic weather that's just turned hot to cold. For those who've been watching Federation TV the last couple of days, you would have seen us walking out here with huge sombreros and sunglasses, because we had temperatures in excess of 44 degrees. Today, right now, it's only 22. Last night, and I know because I was working in the ambulance, dropped down to about 12 degrees. That's a 22 degree drop. It's quite phenomenal for this time of year, and it's affecting us all. Amazing temperature drops. Now finally, guys, with the United Nations, since 1947 we've had over 150 million people been witnesses to UFO sightings. That's more than 20,000 of those have also been documented landings. Now a poll in the US now states that 70% of people in the United States of America believe that the American government has been lying to them. How unusual. How unusual for the administration to be lying to their own people. I think you know where we stand on this. So 70% of you, USA, you bunch of champions. Let's get this UFO road on the road so we can start looking at anti-gravity technology and help our generation get through a bit of a pickle. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go pack some swags and grab the troopy, because we're heading out bush, camping under the stars tonight. We'll get some footage for you tomorrow. Tommy's at the ambulance centre. I was with Benny last night, and we had some big jobs last night, so he needed to put his head down too. And it was his birthday, wouldn't you believe? Anyway, we hope this news finds you really well. There's more news on millicom.com, so jump over there. And there's some, actually, while I mentioned, there's an awesome story that we've just put up there talking about the cooling of the Earth, what's occurring around the planet Earth. Antarctica, funnily enough, hasn't had more snow on her since about 30 years ago, and there's areas around the world such as Greece, right throughout China, who are being severely affected by cold. And that's the paradox, I guess, about climate change, is that we're going to go through a fever. It's going to go hot, it's going to go cold, and as we all know, if there's too much melt goes into that water and changes those currents, we're all going to do deep shit. Siberia in England by 2020. It's the only thing I've ever agreed with the Pentagon. Anyway, guys, good on ya. This is FedTv. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you sometime tomorrow. I'm going to go and play with my flies because they're my friends. Isn't that right, boys? It's the only form of anti-gravity I think I'm going to come up with for the time being. Come on.